I jumped out of bed, beaming with excitement, my hair still in the pink plastic curlers that my mom had put in the night before. I ran to my closet, I swung open the doors, and as I looked up, I could feel a huge smile come over my face. It was my first day of grade 2. Carefully hung was my new blue dress, covered in white polka dots with a beautiful yellow sash. On the floor below were my black, shiny strap shoes that clicked like tap shoes with every step that I took. I eagerly got dressed, brushed my teeth, as my mom took each curler out of my hair one by one. I then raced downstairs, ate my Rice Krispies as I watched a few minutes of Scooby-Doo. I then grabbed my jacket and my backpack, and I headed out the back door. I was so excited to see my friends that I'd missed over the summer holidays. As I arrived at school, I made my way up the stairs, I hung up my jacket, and then made my way into the classroom and found a seat in the front row. I took all my new school supplies out, laid them neatly out on my desk, each pencil crayon sharpened to perfection, all in my brand new pencil case that opened like a jewelry box with the most elegant unicorn on top. I was ready to learn. But what I did not know was in the next moment, my life would change forever. The teacher walked to the front of the room with class list in hand. She looked down at her list and back up at the students, and then announced to the entire class, "Shannon, you failed grade 1. Please pack up your things and follow me." In that moment, I not only failed grade 1, but I had become the failure. I carried that story with me for years, and it shaped my life in ways I didn't even realize. It became a part of who I was, constantly trying to prove myself, terrified of making mistakes, terrified of others seeing me make a mistake, and terrified that I was a mistake. I grew up in a time where many parents, maybe like some of yours, did not express emotions very well. My father, a perfectionist, set high standards for everything, and I absorbed that pressure, became obsessed with not failing, always trying to please everyone, even at the expense of my own well-being. I could never sit still, always trying to be seen as a success, addicted to accomplishment. It became an ongoing joke that Shannon would never be in a relationship with someone who could keep up with her. But it wasn't about keeping up with me. It was about my constant desire and need to avoid failure. But the more I ran from failure, the more it seemed to find me. I had failed jobs, had failed courses, had failed marriage, one failure after another. And each one only reinforced the story that I, in fact, was the failure. I even carried that story with me into motherhood. And it wasn't until a few years ago where I realized I had passed it down to my children. I was in a counseling session with my son and his father. My son was struggling in school. Every time he did anything that was difficult or hard, he would either make excuses or he would quit altogether. As I sat there, I had the painful realization that this counseling session wasn't for my son. It was for me. My unwillingness to face my own pain and my own fear of failure was now my son's to contend with. I was asking him to do the work that I so desperately avoided. My heart broke. For the first time, I fully understood what they meant when they say, kids do as they see. But what I've come to learn is that failure isn't about avoiding mistakes. It's about avoiding discomfort. But it's through the discomfort that we grow and build confidence to face our challenges head on and become who we are meant to be. We pursue our dreams not in the absence of failure, but through it. Like all of us, life has shown me many challenges. I'm a survivor of childhood abuse. I'm a breast cancer survivor. I've supported my immediate family in navigating autism, anxiety, anorexia, and trauma. But none of this makes me a failure. Instead, it has made me who I am today. I've spent years co-facilitating a program for teens, and one of the most powerful things that I've witnessed is that when we embrace vulnerability and discomfort, tremendous growth happens. I've seen it time and time again with the teens that I've worked with. When they face their fears and know that failure is just an illusion, they begin to see failure not as an obstacle, but an opportunity guiding them towards their full potential. Every challenge sharpens their vision. Every mistake strengthens their resilience. And every setback is a lesson in how to rise stronger and braver. And you know what? Those gifts are inside each and every one of you, waiting to be discovered. Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. As a teen, Beyoncé lost in a talent show. Walt Disney was told that he lacked imagination. And Oprah Winfrey was let go of her first television show. We all fail, but failure is not about never falling down. Failure is about never daring to get back up. So here's what I invite you to consider today. What if your greatest wound, the thing that you fear the most, is actually the key to unlocking your greatest contribution to this world? What if, as Marianne Williamson so eloquently said, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. So remember, when the path ahead is uncertain, trust in your own worth. And remember, you will rise. Thank you.